Welcome back into K Nation. We have a very special guest here joining us via Zoom, Derek Johnson. He's now the voice of Baker Athletics, but worked for Rock Chalk Sports Talk for a long time, talking all things Jayhawks. Derek, thanks so much for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Sorry I had to come over Zoom.
That's all right, Derek. I'll let you explain to our viewers. It sounds like you're throwing your little one, your toddler, under the bus here for the pink eye that we had to pivot to Zoom instead of in studio.
That's right. She's young enough that I can throw her under the bus and I won't hear back about it. Turns out when you have a 4-month-old, when you have a little kid, they get everybody else sick, not just themselves. So, yeah, she ended up contracting some pink eye, and that turns out is very contagious.
Well, we appreciate you finding a way to still chat with us here tonight, Derek. Just finished up nearly a decade with KLWN in Lawrence with Rock Chalk Sports Talk. I'm sure you made a lot of great memories there, met a lot of great people. Do you have a few favorite moments or favorite things that you got to cover with that group?
Yeah, so many great ones. From getting to talk with, former members of the show, with Scott Pollard, athletes who have given great stories like Darnell Jackson. I think of just the weekly guests that I had on and made, memories with or made relationships with in a lot of really cool ways. But I don't know, the one that sticks out to me the most is every year during the Rock Chalk Round Ball Classic, which we actually have coming up here in a couple weeks, getting to talk to the athletes, getting to talk to Brian Haney, the voice of the Jayhawks, getting to talk to really a lot of really cool people to get to know about a really cool event that impacts a lot of people's lives. I think those are the memories that are going to stick out with me the most.
Yeah, Derek, we've seen also that you've been keeping up with KU baseball the last couple weeks, this run in the Big 12 tournament that they had. Just talk to us a little bit about what you've seen this season from your perspective, maybe postseason hopes, post-Big 12 tourney, anything like that.
It's been a great year two jump for Dan Fitzgerald and the KU baseball team. I mean, winning program record for Big 12 games has been unbelievable for them. And they started the season a little bit slow. I'd imagine that probably could make it easier to happen at a school like Kansas, where you're not in like one of these warm weather states and you're having to, start on the road for every game early in the season. But they have found their stride as the season has gone on. The pitching staff has been unbelievable. They've still got some young players who continue to produce on the team, and the strides they've made have made it such a cool story, especially for a program that hasn't been to the NCAA tournament in a bit of time here. And it was an unbelievable ride in the Big 12 tournament. It's one of those weird things where when you take a step back and you look at it, how good the season was and the steps that are being made forward by Dan Fitzgerald and this program, how could you not be ecstatic about where it's going? But at the same point in time, there is a little bit of bittersweet there that you feel like as you're waiting to know, are you going to make the NCAA tournament? Most places kind of look like they're kind of on the outside looking in, that there have been so many games that they've been so close and they've just tried to get over the hump. But overall, it's been an awesome story.
It absolutely has, Derek. We saw the recruiting success that Dan Fitzgerald had, so you kind of knew or at least hoped or thought that it was coming, but to see it come to fruition this year is certainly exciting. We're going to be patiently waiting for that Monday selection. And most of what we're seeing, you mentioned it, doesn't have them in there right now, but you never know until the names are all announced. So we're gonna wait. You want to give us a percentage, Derek? What do you think? What do you think we're at? Did they get in?
Yeah, some of the metrics, don't love them. If they go more off KPI, which is one of the things they're going to be using more this year, adding to the selection process, then that helps them a little bit. I think they're good enough to make it. I think they're one of the best 64 teams. RPI is a little bit low, so I'll say they have maybe about a 25% chance of it.
Yeah, and what we won't do is get started on the whole RPI discussion.
We don't need to. The committee is going to come for us. We don't need to do that.
We would be here all day. Well, Derek, we certainly appreciate you joining us. What the viewers don't know is that besides having to pivot to the Zoom interview instead of at studio, we also had a whole bunch of technical difficulties that wasn't cooperating, but Derek found a way to get on the program tonight. So thank you, man.
Yep, absolutely. Have a great rest of your day, guys.